You believe you understand what being a man of high value, don't you walk through existence believing that the world owes you a beneficial thing. A woman will respect and uplift you, enhance your life. But allow me to ask, warrior, tell me, when was the last time you did something? Time you actually examined your relationship? When did you most recently I stepped back and asked, is this woman worth my time, effort, and life? In a society where men lack information, feelings that impair judgment, and where we ignore the warning indicators that are immediately present, the reality in front of us is, no woman, no of how lovely or endearing, they have the potential to disrupt your peace of mind, hinder your development, or deplete your strength. This is the terrible truth you have to face. Are not only present to serve as a companion to but to live your life as your empire, lady. This video will reveal the 10. There are indications that you should terminate contact with any woman, even your spouse, provided you respect yourself and you are not weak on your Stoic journey. Rather, is not throw away, and no woman ought to make, before our fight, you felt less than a warrior. First, remember to like the video. Enroll in the Warrior channel. This marks the start of your path towards wisdom. Now that she continuously treats you disrespectfully, respect for warriors is the foundation any connection, and without it, you're nothing. When a lady continuously disrespecting you is more than just a red flag. Flag is an obvious indication that your devaluing disrespect can take many forms. Constitutes public humiliation by ignoring your thoughts that keep getting in the way of you, or even criticizing you in a negative way. To these acts may appear insignificant to others first, but they gradually weaken your assurance, tranquility, and a sense of self-worth. Now consider whether a high-value man can tolerate persistent disrespect from anybody, much less a spouse who is intended to encourage him. The response is, quite simply, disrespect isn't just the way she acts or speaks to you is concerning. It's all about how she perceives you around her. If she doesn't respect you as a man, leadership, your principles, or your objectives, not only is she damaging the relationship as well as your capacity to develop personally. Keep in mind the Marcus Aurelius advice: if they are hurt by things outside of themselves, but they aren't, that bothers you, but your own estimation of them. It's not the actual disrespect. Enabling it weakens you. Persevere. A Stoic man understands his worth and requests respect without using coercion or rage, but by setting firm limits. If she consistently violates those, dear warrior, it's time to break off relations and defend your honor, which you owe to abandon oneself, because no lady is. It's worth sacrificing your peace of mind and independence. Regarding number 2, she frequently tells you lies. Lie, no matter how minor the betrayal of trust, is the cornerstone on which no relationship can develop without it. The moment a lady lies to you, everything falls apart. You constantly remind me that it's not only about the lie itself, focuses on what it reveals. A dishonest woman is either attempting to persuade you to escape responsibility, or how can one conceal her sincere intentions? Create a life with a solitary person. Behind lies, warrior comprehends. This deception goes beyond mere betrayal. Trust is an indication of deeper roots. A man of high value doesn't show disrespect. Accept dishonesty, since he recognizes the terrible force it possesses, generate uncertainty, insecurity, and force. You should doubt all of her statements. Imagine asking all the time if she is sincere or whether her behavior is in line with reality, which isn't a relationship serve as mental prisons. Stoics instilled in us the value of live in accordance with the truth, and truth, according to virtue Seneca, never. If she tells you a lie, it's a fatal blow. She represents her personality rather than yours. A woman who values you will choose you. Integrity, even when it's challenging, since she values your relationship, but chose to demonstrate dishonesty over truth. You know exactly who she is, so trust her. Don't squander your energy. Behave appropriately. I am trying to expose or defend her lies. A Stoic man does not target her behavior. The reality is either present or absent. Not if she is unable to be truthful. Warrior because she is not deserving of your attention and energy leaves, not because they're angry, but because of a profound regard for oneself. Let her lie. Honesty is not negotiable. Be the factor that leads you to select freedom over. She no longer believes in the third falsehood. Your journey as a man's growth warrior is one of continuous development that you aim to improve every day, to expand your horizons, bolster your body, and improve your character. But what occurs when your companion stops endorsing that development? It's a betrayal of much more than just your connection, but of your purpose as a partner who is stoic and doesn't support your development into the man is pulling you away. Are bound to be seen as thus, a high-value women are your allies, not your enemies. She should encourage you to overcome your opponent. Challenges motivate you to pursue your aspirations and acknowledge your successes. However, it's mocking if she rejects your aims, your goals, or remains unconcerned. She presents herself as she truly is to your efforts. Nature is a companion who doesn't rejoice. You have a partner who fears your personal development. Your success can make her feel threatened. She was self-conscious of her own lack of drive, or satisfied with mediocrity, regardless of her lack of support is evident for this reason. Indicate that she doesn't share your Epicurus sagely stated that the secret is to spend time with only positive individuals. You, whose presence inspires your greatest, a woman who stifles your development does. Conversely, she depletes your vitality, and it hinders your ability to generate innovative ideas. Throughout history, men who accomplish their surroundings contribute to their brilliance. Themselves with those who motivated them, not the people who hindered them. You have an obligation to safeguard if she is unable to stand by your side, your trajectory will be disrupted. As you ascend, she will gently guide you. Don't let love blind you to the truth. A Stoic man is aware of the harm she is causing. It's important to know when to let go, even if it causes you pain. Growth is a must for warrior protection, even if it requires chopping. She takes you for granted and binds four people together. Gratitude is the strongest bonding agent. Connections, when a woman begins to. She no longer takes you for granted, appreciates the work you put out, your sacrifices, time, and effort. Nothing seems to matter anymore, implies and demands things without ever. It involves pausing to acknowledge or appreciate. There's poison in this behavior, warrior. That develops into anger and wrath and irritation. Consider why you should. A valued individual would tolerate such mistreatment. You have developed into a guy of your actions are those of a man of principle and purpose. You make thoughtful and purposeful decisions, and your unshakable commitment I cannot appreciate the value of these attributes. What does that indicate about how did she see you, the Stoics? Seneca observed that he believed in reciprocity. Whoever is gratefully given a favor pays back his debt's initial installment. The foundation of a healthy relationship is reciprocal gratitude and effort. But when a woman shows that she takes you for granted, that she no longer finds worthwhile, what you offer is a subdued version of disdain, a silent deterioration of the foundation that you two have constructed. Deserve to be loved by someone who acknowledges your sacrifices, and she encounters them with a woman of her own who disregards you and will just keep doing so long as you allow it to cease. Stop making excuses for her actions. She uses a Stoic man to justify her lack of appreciation. He values himself too highly to put up with imbalance if she doesn't recognize your value. It's time to depart, warrior, held in the head. She doesn't demonstrate any loyalty, is the foundation of any significant. A warrior's connection without love is a delicate object with a hollow shell that breaks out under the strain of time. And when a woman is unfaithful, she faces challenges, exposes a weakness in her personality that none quantity of affectional compromise or your forgiveness is not the only way to repair loyalty. About staying true in the tangible feeling that it's about supporting you during difficult times, safeguarding your name and respecting your relationship. What does a woman's decision mean? To violate your confidence, it may be by betrayal, by disclosing your secrets to others, or declining to stand up for you when people criticize you for these behaviors. Are indications of disloyalty, although they are flagrant, disrespectful actions, that Stoics recognize that treachery was representation of the betrayer's principles, rather than Marcus Aurelius asserted that the victim holds significant value. The soul is infused with the hue of if her behavior indicates that she's unfaithfulness or unreliability can be attributed to her soul lacks the necessary qualities. Maintain a deep and meaningful relationship at a high level. Value man views loyalty as unchangeable. Without it, there would be no base on which to construct a partnership. When she is unfaithful, you must possess a merciless attitude. Response: immediately severed ties for an unfaithful spouse will only cause trouble and shame into your life. Don't let it. Feelings impede your judgment. Rather than facilitating it, virtue and reason guide your path. Deserve someone to support you. Side of the person who doesn't undercut you at each and every turn. 6. She weakens you, warrior. A genuine relationship ought to be a source of fortitude and inspiration, not someone who undermines your self-esteem and makes you question your own abilities It's not a woman who makes you feel weak. It's not just a temporary problem, it's a serious one. Unbalanced partnership that it's not a weakness. It requires your attention. Physical strength is usually the focus. Regarding your feeling of direction, your steadiness of your emotions, and your mental explicitness if she continuously abandons you. You have to question her if you feel diminished. Function in your life. How does she weaken you? It could be by continuously criticizing and dismissing your accomplishments, or contrasting you with other males in a profoundly hurtful manner. Maybe she questions your authority in the public, challenges your choices, or minimizes your private efforts. These actions sow doubtful seeds. Your mental strength is being destroyed. You've developed via years of self-control. A man of high worth requires tenacity. Acknowledge these because they are conscious efforts to dominate or denigrate Marcus Aurelius's teachings. You are in control of your thoughts, not external circumstances. Recognize this, and you will discover strength. Yet even the strongest, the mind cannot flourish in a setting where it is continuously targeted as a woman who makes you feel weak is not someone you should trust. She is hindering your growth instead of fostering it. This is manipulation rather than affection. A Stoic man is aware that in order to safeguard his peace, he must occasionally be severe. Choices, even if they cause pain in the hallmark, is short-term strength. A spouse and a Stoic man who weakens it, making it unworthy of walking. Spending time next to you is not appropriate. Spend days proving your value to cut ties with someone who doesn't see it. With a female warrior like that, it's not out of the ordinary spite, but out of self-respect and the values you uphold in your actions, so that you recover your strength and that it is kept safe for people who actually worth. She disregards your boundaries at 7. Boundaries form the basis of any powerful bond, warrior. They're not arbitrary regulations that serve as safeguards for your physical, mental, and emotional health. of a lady who continuously disregards your limits is a woman who disregards your independence or she has a craving for privacy and uniqueness, believes that your wants and needs are not legitimate. But as something to disregard, trodden underfoot or manipulated is not, it is merely a small matter. This is an obvious disregard for your masculinity, you. You might question why she would act in this manner. She is indifferent to the fact that warrior holds the truth. Her behavior demonstrates her greater concern. She cares more about her own convenience than yours. Well-being, she might push your limits to gauge her ability to push ahead of you, break, or she might do it because she respects you less than you do, ought to be respected. And let me tell you, if you allow it to continue, let her know that you're okay. Tell her that you're comfortable. Peace is more important to her than you are. Whims consider the Stoic thinkers, men who suffered from slavery, such as Epicus, but he never allowed others to dictate his actions. With inner tranquility, he recognized the strength. When someone exceeds their own personal boundaries, outside your boundaries, they deprive you of powerful. The Stoic warrior remains unwavering. Despite this, he remains steadfast in his nose when someone is attempting to invade his time, space, and concentration occurs when there isn't. You can't be a man if you have any space for compromise. Of virtue, a man with a mission, if you allow. Someone keeps crossing your boundaries, a valuable woman who recognizes the importance of respect. She will understand your boundaries, will respect them. If she doesn't, you have to. Regardless of how difficult the choice is, make it. May appear to leave, severing connections with someone who is incapable of honoring your setting limits is not a sign of weakness. Rather, it's strength, knowledge, and eighth, self-preservation. She's never. I am concerned about your requirements, so allow me to ask you some questions. How many times have you placed this warrior? You are prioritizing her needs over your own, your energy, time, and desires, and however, when you reflect on how many she has occasionally shown genuine interest in a woman who lacks initiative, is exactly what you need. Take some time to think about what you need. Physically, psychologically, or emotionally, a lady who does not consider you a partner. She views you as a tool, which she is not. I am curious about the depths of your being. She wants to know what you can provide. This dynamic is dangerous to her. The Stoics believed in warriors, reciprocity in mutually beneficial connections, respect for common objectives, and a fair exchange. They were aware that it was accurate romantic, family, or other relationships, or platonic, are constructed using the realizing that both parties are observed. Even then, people recognized and heard Marcus Aurelius. Emperor recognized the significance of respecting people. He never allowed his position to blind him to those people's humanity. You, as a human, are affected by his presence. Your unique needs, desires, and goals are intricate. If she is unable to perceive that, then take the time to understand you. How do you actually feel about the relationship? Because are you only offering consolation? An attendant to her emotional caprices with, remember this, there is no reciprocity in sight. A high-value lady respects you for who you are. Go beyond what you can do for her. She spends time getting to know you. Pay attention to your worries and be mindful. You are there for her, and she is there for you. She doesn't just appear when she's in need. She appears when you need something. If she's not interested in you, she is not a woman who genuinely needs help. Respect for you, warrior, is essential. Understand that your needs are important, wants are important, and if she doesn't, inform them that it's time to make a cut. She chooses drama above serenity in tie 9. I have a question for you, warrior. How she frequently chooses chaos over peace, resolution of a dispute, a lady who is a woman who enjoys drama but doesn't recognize the importance of calm and tranquility. Stoics view it as sacred. Peace is something we make for ourselves. This is not something we expect from external sources, situations. But when she consistently pulls you into pointless disputes, emotional turmoil, and trivial disputes, she is disturbing your peace of mind in this way. An ongoing disturbance is a silent killer. Your focus and mental clarity are crucial for success, like an unrelenting storm that drowns. Find your inner serenity as a man. We acknowledge and adhere to Stoic ideals. We have limited time and energy resources. Why would you waste resources on drama? There is just one purpose for warrior drama, intended to divert your attention from your intentionality. It draws you away from your objectives, from the life you were destined to follow, the high-value road of virtue. Women understand and acknowledge this, the significance of serenity, clarity, and they don't contribute logical thinking. Unneeded words can cause chaos in your life. They promote harmony, peace, and the team's ability to overcome obstacles together is truly remarkable. Moreover, the Stoics advise us that we should avoid items that upset our inner peace. Seneca, the renowned Stoic thinker, stated that we suffer more frequently, and unlike reality, imagination creates drama. This is merely a mental construct. Perceived causes of discomfort that must exist if you don't give it permission to. A dramatizing lady is not just, she is polluting your peace by ignoring it. If she continues on this path, you need to take responsibility for your life. Leave for your own tranquility and personal development, and a partnership for the future should uplift you rather than deplete you. If you can't comprehend it, then it's necessary to cut. Chapter 10. She drains your vitality. Warriors, it's your most valuable resource, is restricted, not boundless, and once consumed, it cannot bear as stored just as quickly. When a lady, she constantly saps your vitality. She is stealing something from you that you cannot afford to reveal. Thus, she might this psychologically, emotionally, or even physically challenging your love, care, or time without ever. She restores what she takes from a Stoic man. He understands the need to focus his energy, concentrated on his goals, development, and you can't afford to give it to him, away without restriction to someone who doesn't. Ask yourself, warrior, in return, have you frequently been worn out? How many times have you spent time with her? Have you ever felt exhausted after hearing her grievances or providing to meet her emotional needs without getting, I would appreciate any emotional support in return for this? Unbalance is parasitic, not loving. A true Stoic warrior forbids his strength that such people can suck off. Who don't favorably influence his consider Epicus' life. He was born into enslavement, but never permitted the outside world to deplete his inner fortitude. Despite his circumstances, he made the decision focus his emphasis on developing. You possess tranquility, fortitude, and insight in your vitality. Must be safeguarded and focused on. If she's depleting you, what are your higher objectives? If she doesn't reciprocate, you have to take action. Firm and severe relationships are highly valued. A woman understands the significance of balance. She'll make an investment in you, as no matter how much you spend on her, she won't care. Take something from you and not return it, either physically, spiritually, or emotionally. If you are empty and have nothing left to offer, you cannot continue in the same direction. Warrior, you've heard about greatness. In reality, you are aware of the signals. What you need to do is follow the Stoic man's way. Is not a concession to weakness or fear, is the way of wisdom and strength, and dignity that you weren't born with. Tolerating rudeness in order to endure emotional weariness, or a refusal to accept you deserve more, and your goal is clear. Your time and energy are valuable, limited. You have an obligation to be in the company of people, especially women who uplift you instead of depleting you are the ones I admire. Ask yourself if you are willing to make a sacrifice. Your tranquility, development, and purpose are all important to me. For a person who doesn't respect you, you are superior to that warrior. You are the master of something stronger than that. Let go of the poisonous people in your own life, partnerships that hinder your progress, and accept the freedom to develop and prosper. And now is your chance to live a purposeful life. Life is your fight. Don't waste it. One more look at someone who doesn't deserve your time, act right away, and cut the bonds that hold you back. Please leave a comment below confirming your acceptance of the challenge. If you're prepared to leave the relationships that aren't beneficial to you, don't forget to ring, like, subscribe, and alert a bell warrior due to the path to greatness continues after this. Continue paving your way and providing protection. Maintain your peace of mind and carry on with your life. The Stoics' wisdom is to remain strong, true, and always proceed with objective.